Everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto. Hope you had a great day. I know I didn't do my Sunday roundup. It was my son's birthday weekend. So we were just having fun with that. A lot going on. A part of my Sunday roundup was going to be all about, centered around how traditional finance getting into crypto. And I'm looking for more of that. But I'm looking into why and how. I'm also looking for small moves now that could wind up growing later. Okay, that's something that I'm really paying attention to, as we look at the crypto space and how it's growing and how it's going. And one of the reasons why is because you have a lot of centralized exchanges that are not doing so well, and you have a lot of traditional banks, traditional financial institutions that are trying to get into, everything that's there. I mean, look at everything that's going on in Brazil. You have a lot of, you have a couple of banks, a couple of brokerages getting into crypto, and not in a small way, in very large ways. So that's been going on around the world, but I'm seeing an uptick, right? So we're seeing the market go down right now, but you're seeing an uptick in different kinds of deals that are happening around this space. And that says that this is here to stay. 1, 2, there's growth potential. 3, those traditional banks, because things are becoming decentralized, are finding new ways to make money. And trust me, they will exploit those ways to make money, hence growth in crypto. Anyway, South Korea. Most people didn't realize this, but the move by South Korea to introduce a 10 to 50% gift tax on airdrops is not new. Those regulations are already on the books. And this is just one of the things that it does. It kind of makes sense, right? Because an airdrop usually is a gift. Like I have Vthor, don't know why. I didn't buy it. It was a gift. So you start to realize, oh, so there are these opportunities that, where things can happen. Yes, that is exactly it. So they're saying, well, here's some guardrails. We're gonna charge tax on that, appropriate levels of tax. And I expect that there's going to be more coming out of South Korea. This is a traditionally technology happy country, and I hate to say it, but you could say that they were kind of lacking in the crypto area, right? And I think that there's going to be more regulation around crypto. And I don't mean to a point where it's going to strangle crypto. I just think that they're going to introduce more guardrails around that space. And that's very interesting to me. Michelle Bowman, you might not know who she is, but she is a Federal Reserve governor. And she believes that the upcoming payment system called FedNow will be a better choice than the federal government's CBDC choice, which would be Fedcoin. And there are various reasons as to why, because Fed payment system would make it, FedNow payment system would make it so that people would be able to pay bills almost instantly and bring serious liquidity to the government. Okay, now that's pretty cool. So if you look at, well, what would a CBDC do? And I think that's what is making people scratch their head is, well, what's the purpose of a CBDC? What's the reason for it? And I think that's what needs to be answered. And I think as we go on, those questions will be answered. But it also tells me that the federal government is not coalesced around a specific course of action with regard to crypto, or even their choices in terms of payment system, Fedcoin, CBDC, all that good stuff. So, I expect there to be more conversation, right? And conversations are happening. I'm just saying it'll be continued conversation down the road. We do have to kind of get to some kind of a realistic framework. And talking about realistic frameworks, Australia, what? Crypto mapping. That's going to be the foundation of their crypto framework, is crypto mapping. And they expect it to bring crypto out of the shadows and into the public light and actually increase utilization, all that good stuff. But crypto mapping means that they want to take a look at each coin, each project, and try to bucketize each one based on their various nuances. Okay, now that is a different approach. Recognizing DAOs, right? And I sit there and I just go, wow, that's kind of refreshing that they actually put thought into an approach. I'm not saying the approach is correct. I'm saying they put serious thought into this one. And it's going to be interesting to find how this gets implemented and, honed over time. But I think that's not such a bad thing to be able to look at. I mean, because it's fairly quick, right? You look at the top 100 coins, get those out of the way as fast as possible, and then you start looking at the rest of the coins and projects. And what does that mean? Most likely that you'll have to register with the government so you can give them certain information by which they would be able to weigh, your particular coin, your particular project. I would say that's a pretty fruitful approach, toward a framework. I think that's pretty cool, actually. I'm waiting to see how that would actually play out, but I think that's actually pretty different and vastly different from the previous government that was there, right? So let's see how things go in Australia. Now, in case you didn't know, the merge has actually begun. So before September 6th, users must update the client as well as update their servers with the mainnet. Why? Because there's a configuration that's included in this update, and the Bellatrix client release. So there's a lot going on that says that it's on, folks, and it's very real. It's very, very real. So let's see how it goes. I think it's going to go well. I think you'll see a lot more traffic, a lot more usefulness. I mean, there's still a lot more development that needs to happen. I told you before that, the Shanghai update needs to happen, and, that's 6 to 12 months out, and that's when people get to, different places, the validators get to remove their staking and actually use it, all that good stuff. So I'm just sitting back and I'm watching, fingers crossed. I wanted to touch on Cardano again, and I wanted to reiterate, listen, I would have expected possibly even more infighting, right? Because that's what that is. It's infighting. It's people involved with the project that are passionate about the project, that want to make sure, everybody wants to make sure that everything goes well, that everything works as expected. And the fear is that it didn't work as expected. That's what took down the testnet. And I sit back as a person from the outside looking in saying, yeah, but the checks and balances worked. It didn't affect the actual project, just affected a testnet. And that tells me that my choice in investing in Cardano is the right choice. Checks and balances worked. It's not like other coins where there was a problem with the coin. It's going to be a problem with the project. So you have some infighting about what should happen with it, as in terms of going forward. Okay, I'm cool with that. There are a couple of things that I look for when I'm looking at projects. One, how strong is it? Cardano was ridiculously strong, right? In top 10. The amount of community that's around it. Clearly, there's a lot of community around Cardano. And that passion about the project and what's going on. Yes, there's a slew of other stuff that I look at, but those right there are big deals to me. Very big deals. Especially when you're looking at a market that's, basically taking a nosedive, right? So sentiment, we were in the 40s, now we're back in the 20s. It was worse yesterday. I think it was like 21, 20 or something like that. But I sit there and I look at this and I just go, yeah, volatility's back. It's not bad. I'm not mad about that. When I look at Bitcoin, yeah, it took a dive. It's back within, my inner band. Hence, I did not get rid of my bands. Right? They're still there. Let me just move this up so you can actually see it. There you go. So you have my outer band in blue. You have my inner band in green. And here's Bitcoin playing at the top of my inner band. Okay. To me, it's just a buying opportunity, and I did. Just give this page a chance to refresh. There you go. Now, people are freaking out that Ethereum has dropped over 20% in the past few days. And I sit there and I just go, okay. It was just a few weeks ago that, Ethereum was trading under $1. So I want you to take that in and say to yourself, well, not under $1, under $1,000, forgive me. So under $1,000, and it's still at 15. So it gave back some of the gain and maintained all of that. That's still up 50%. So it dropped. Still a buying opportunity. It's nowhere near its highs. Nowhere near its all-time highs. A lot of the coins are nowhere near their all-time highs and have dropped. To me, it was a buying opportunity. So yesterday, yeah, I went on a little bit of a buying spree. Picked up XRP, Ethereum, and Matic. Oh, Bitcoin, of course. I had already previously purchased some Ethereum, so I didn't feel like, diving in again. I want to get some other coins involved. And next DCA round, it'll be more coins that'll be involved, possibly Doge, SHIB, and a couple others that I'm looking at, Cardano, because there's an opportunity there. There really is. But I say this just to say that, there are a lot of opportunities out there, but do your own research. Don't be afraid to dive in. There's a lot of research to be done. There's a lot of reason why there's a pullback. There's a pullback because people wanted to make some money after being, outed all that money from before. Money's going to come out. But it's not gone. That money will still be invested, right? So just looking at everything and how it is right now, yeah, you see some greens, but really over here, over the past 24 hours, 7 days, you're seeing nothing but red. Nothing but red. Something I'm paying attention to. Remember all that news around Flow? Well, Flow took it in the teeth, didn't it? It was over $3. Now it's down at $2. That's a big drop last time I checked. But it's still up from where it was. See that little green thing right there? So that's what I'm looking at. All right? Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto. If you like what I'm doing, do me a favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and absolutely hit the notification bell so you know when I drop new videos. Have a great day. Bye-bye.